Come see me on the road. Burbank, California, Flappers Comedy Club, July 15th. Salt Lake City, Utah, Wise Guys, July 16th through 17th. Tempe, Arizona, Improv, August 6th through August 8th. New York City, Caroline's on Broadway, August 12th through 14th. Bakersfield, California, the Tremler Brewing Company, August 21st. Hartford, Connecticut, Funny Bone, August 27th through 29th.
This totally fits my theory about how the most successful people, I think, are people who were rich when they were young. It all got taken away. And then they're like, I need it back. And then they they knew that they could get it.
Like your whole identity is that you're a rich person when you're a kid. Like you learn that you're rich. Like, so when you're a kid, you know, when you like most of your bad habits you learned when you were like under 3 probably,
right,
or under 7. So you learned, I'm a rich person. I can just have these things and stuff. And then
so you feel like you deserve it,
right?
And
so
you
work
act
that
for
way.
it.
Yeah, you talk to the people a certain way. You just have like a self-esteem that's different.
Yeah, I think it's more just like you're so determined to work for it that nothing will deter you. Because that's Shakira's story too. Shakira grew up wealthy, and then all of her money was like went
and he's
away.
Laughing at the Shakira reference.
It's just that their references.
They're height twins.
They're literally always pop culture references. Like you're like
I'm
your school is a pop.
Tell me more.
Look at
tell
my
me more.
shirt, Anna Nicole Smith.
Okay, so tell me more about Shakira. So she grew up wealthy. She lost it, and she got it
and
back.
then now she is so fucking rich, like richer than all the other pop stars. She wrote that song, like, hey, like what's that song that's like really popular at all the soccer games?
Oh yeah. I'm not.
Because you know she's married to Gerard Piqué.
Well, they're not married.
Well,
but they have children together.
This is the best part of it too. You're correct in all of your things.
Yeah,
it's just that it's like you went to college for pop culture.
I know. Well,
oh wait, didn't she go to UCLA incognito?
I don't know actually.
Yeah, she went there and she learned English, and she was like a straight A student, and but she not even a semester. She went there legitimately.
What if we found out Esther's? She's been what's her name? Who were we talking about?
Shakira.
She'd been Shakira the whole time. She just like pulls her mask off.
I think that's the best. That's the best like recipe for success. Like if you want your kid to be successful, just like max out all your credit cards the first like 8 years of their life, and then take it all away, and then push them into the world, and they'll make Shakira money.
What's the age that you
idea.
take it all away? Because
what was it taken from you?
it got taken from me at the age of 8.
Okay, that works.
So from age 1 to 8, from birth to 8, I was, I lived a very charmed, very rich girl life.
I also though feel like if your dad was your dad, he had always had money, so he had that, right?
Oh, my dad always had money.
Okay, so but if your dad had been poor when he was little and had said things to you like, oh no, we might run out of this money, I think that it could have not worked. Do you know what I mean?
Why?
Because it's more the message, not the amount of money. Like, because I think about it, because my dad, like we were fine, but like he treated it like we were going to run out of money at any minute.
I wonder why did he do that?
He didn't have that much money. He grew up poor.
Oh,
and you guys had
so
a lot
he's
of
self-made,
kids.
right?
What?
Your dad
There's
was
3 of us. Yeah, so my dad's just really smart. So my dad grew up, and he took me to his house in he grew up in Long Island, and you know, it was like they had my dad and my aunt shared a room and stuff, but my grandfather left them and went back to like France. He was in the military, he was in the army, and just married this French woman and just left them. So
What?
my grandmother had to work at a factory, and so she was working all the time. And they didn't like ever get evicted from their house or anything, but his mom was like busting her ass.
Did he miss his dad?
His dad was like really mean to him, but a lot of my dad has his traumas with his dad, and they had reconnected when my dad was like 18. I think he was just like a really like angry hair trigger pressure person, which my dad was too, but worked on. And then
what did you think of him?
He was weird. I mean, it was nice to have like a new grandfather. That was fun. But I remember having a pillow fight with him and him being very mad at me. Like he was going to like really like very pissed at a child in this pillow fight. Like really mad. Where
That
I was
sounds like me.
well, anyone that would even swing a pillow at you deserves it. They should know better.
Well, we did all take sort of a nap together the other day in my bedroom.
Uh-huh.
And I thought about it. I was like, what would happen if we legitimately had a pillow fight? And
Esther
the answer
would be
came quick.
flung across the room. She's too little.
I would be upset.
I feel like I could take a pillow and just knock you further than expected. I'm like, oh shit.
I have a friend who once gave me a wet willy and we didn't talk for like 3 years after.
That's right. I remember that.
A wet willy though is like absolutely violating.
And what about what do you call it? Americans call it a noogie?
What
A
is
noogie
that?
like this?
Yeah.
What's so bad about that?
I'm so glad you said that because it's all I want to do to you.
What is it?
It's so painful.
Can I show you without doing it hard? I won't do it hard. I swear to God. I
Esther,
swear on my life.
it never doesn't hurt.
It's like if I did this really hard.
That literally feels good.
I knew she was going to say that.
no.
You know when someone is
Can you see how like if I would have you like in a headlock doing it?
Yeah, it could be. I could see I'd be like, oh, that's so
Which is
uncomfortable.
literally my dream. Did you guys see that? That was a dream sequence of mine.
well, maybe you have padded knuckles because mine are just super like
I just
bony.
didn't really. I just didn't want to hurt her.
No, it started to be like, oh, that's annoying. Did you give people noogies ever?
Never. I got
Have I not
noogie.
given you? I feel like I have. I've headlocked you in the past.
How about
couple
wedgies?
years.
Did you give wedgies?
No, I didn't assault people.
Did you give wedgies?
I've
Who
never
was she going to
assaulted.
give a wedgie to? A child? I mean, reaching up. You have to be taller than them to give it.
I didn't assault other children. Did you?
No. Wait, maybe we should announce Happy Pride.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Happy Pride.
We weren't just stealing these.
right.
This look.
We weren't just rainbow washing. We're not that company, right? We actually care about our LGBTQ community.
Yes,
Hello.
we do. And in honor of Pride, since I had no rainbow clothes, I wore my Anna Nicole Smith shirt since I feel like she's kind of a queer icon.
She's an icon, yes.
Like for the gay community.
This
I would
is the
say.
least Anna Nicole shirt too. It's so like understated. She's so muted.
This was from like this limited edition guest collab like 5 years ago. And look, did I want the shirt to not be a men's size? Yeah, but I didn't know when I ordered it.
Why
well,
do you
if you buy it, then you can grow into it.
But it was like $95.
what about Anna Nicole speaks to you?
Her beauty, just that she loved Marilyn Monroe too and wanted to be like Marilyn Monroe, and she was so free and so entertaining. Like I love that she would just make fun of herself. And just mostly how absolutely beautiful she was.
Wait, do you want to be like Marilyn Monroe? Is that why you're always in the cake? You're supposed to jump out of it, not dive into it.
I don't know. Like, I think it being like Marilyn Monroe is like out of the cards for me, if that's the way you say that phrase.
Wait, who was our brunette icon?
In a men's shirt, maybe.
Did you wish you were blonde?
I never really wished I was blonde, but I looked up to and worshipped the great blondes: Madonna, Britney Spears,
Lady
Marilyn
Gaga.
Monroe, Anna Nicole
Any
Smith. Like
Letterman.
the blonde, yes, the blondes are like that's who we had, and that's.
But what
who I
about
loved.
Monica Bellucci?
Who
Who's
is that?
She's just an Italian goddess of a woman, very curvy. She kind of broke that whole idea of stick thin. We should be
I know,
talking
you're
about our brunette
I
icons.
don't know this woman.
I don't
Monica
either.
Bellucci,
Oh, Italian.
Sophia Loren.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she's
Sophia
beautiful.
Loren, I know. Oh, I recognize her.
But she's super curvy, bodacious.
My two favorite looks are one like the buxom blonde, and then two, I love a woman with super dark black hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then if she has like light eyes, I feel like that's so beautiful. But I love the Kim Kardashian is like our brunette icon, I feel like. Right? You're not making faces.
I just know she's not my icon now. But she's a lot of people.
I just like Skims. I don't like her that much.
But she's like a gorgeous
Yes, she's
brunette.
clearly gorgeous. No, undeniably gorgeous.
To me,
girl.
though, it's like the work and stuff is weird because it is such a transformation. And it's kind of like if I'm looking at what I know of like the beginning of Kim Kardashian,
Mhm.
I'm not looking up to that.
But Marilyn Monroe had tons of face work too.
But I didn't like, she wasn't like, I didn't watch it happen, you know, like
Yeah.
she was already like long dead. But yeah,
Long
there's
dead?
something about, she was long dead, dead Johns. Yeah, I always looked up, I guess it's like a more narcissistic thing, right? Like you probably like look up to people that look more like you if you're looking at... Do you have light eyes? Yeah.
Really?
You do.
You do have pretty... Do you have hazel eyes? Blue?
No, they look blue.
They change.
They're different, yeah. I wrote gray on my driver's license to be special.
To be goth.
To be a liar.
Because it is a happy pride, I want to hear about everyone's little Lezzie stories. And stories of sexual fluidity, which we love and accept about ourselves.
Yes. I personally don't feel a label is correct for me in my sexual fluidity.
Or most things. Like, what is she? What is this? she's a question mark for sure.
Yeah. Have you guys, what's your sexual fluidity and experimentation history?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being very hetero, 10 being, well, let's go with a 1 to 5. 1 being very hetero and 5 being fully into pussy. Where would you
I just
land?
cannot imagine just being like, let me get that puss. I just like cannot imagine being like, fucking tear those panties off. I'm gonna.
But can you
out.
imagine a woman saying that to you?
No.
Oh.
But you've had...
Happy Pride regardless to you.
What, dreams where I'm like a man?
But you've had threesomes.
Yeah, but I'm not. I never do anything with the girl.
Oh.
It's like always like a guy, and a lot of times, and in college it was like 2 guys. It was like because my boyfriend was gay. Yeah, my boyfriend was so gay, and he's married. I like can't believe it. I looked at. He's such a nice
Happy
guy,
Pride.
but I couldn't believe it.
Happy Pride.
I'm like, enjoy your family. I'm happy for you, but like, bro.
Wait, you had threesome with 2 guys.
I was dating this guy in college. We were very drunk all the time. And we would hook up, but he always like wanted to like bring a guy in. And so we'd be at parties and he would kind of like, it was almost like we were grooming. I didn't even know what was going on because I was just like, whatever, I'm drunk. Like, let's just hook up. But so then he'd be like, well, let's make it like more fun. And then I remember my guy friend coming in and then he stopped like halfway through and he just was on the computer. And I was like talking to him later and he was like, he just kept looking me in the eyes. And I was like, I know, I'm telling you he's gay. Gay men would like reach out to, he used to wear a suit all the time. And we just lived in New Mexico. Like nobody was wearing a suit. I don't think there were jobs that you needed a suit for. Like he just brought his suit with him and he would like walk around in his suit and gay men would reach for him and I would slap their hands away. I go, not when he's mine till he's out. And he's married with children and he seemed very happy. He's got beautiful family. So I'm like, maybe I was wrong.
What
maybe
happened?
I was someone's beard.
It would be like making out and then
Like
maybe some like he'd go down on me, I'd be blowing him. And then the other guy was just that like I don't know, it just was I don't know.
He was just there, like standing there.
No, he was there
That
like
sounds like a good
like
threesome
making
to
out
me.
with me or whatever. I don't know. I don't really remember.
I would do a
was like
threesome.
very drunk.
You would just sit
Where
in
I
a
would
dark
just-
corner and
where I'm just
stare.
standing over it.
And you would come harder than everyone. No, but it wasn't like, it was never like that crazy. It wasn't like 2 dicks pounding into me or anything. It was really just like, I honestly think he just wanted like a man to like look at. And then my guy
that's
friend was trying to bang
sweet.
me. So he was like, here's my opportunity.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
And you said you were someone's beard?
I think I was someone's
Isn't it weird
beard
when the beard
because
has
the
a mustache?
Please put a mustache, animate a mustache on top of me. Well, you don't need to because I have one. I think I was someone's beard. And it was the most abusive relationship of my life.
Whoa.
He was like, grow a dick.
Yeah. The way it was bad. We'll not get into it because Happy Pride.
He liked your shoulders, I bet.
Oh my God. He like nutted on my shoulders every time.
Where do you think you are on the scale of 1 to 5?
I am very right smack in the middle.
Yeah.
Because while I may never feel like I'm not inclined to eat pussy, I will very much get, my pussy ate.
Really?
Oh, hard. Yes, I will take, and I've made out with maybe just as many girls as I have boys. I just don't care. When it comes to sex, it's more like, I myself cannot, partake in the pie. But my pie can be partaken on. You know what I mean?
Put a bib on me. Maybe I am gay. No, I really feel like I always say I do a joke where I was party bi in college where I would like make out with girls at parties and then when guys would pay attention, I'd be like, bye bitch, I'm gonna go get some dick. Because I was very like, I was always down to like make out and stuff like that. But I think I was like that with everyone. I was like a drunk makeout slut.
I had to say that would be my nightmare is if I was at a party and I made out with you and I thought something was going on, and then you were like, bye.
The girls were never thinking anything was going on. They were doing the exact same thing I was doing.
I would be
We were
so
wearing
upset.
like matching knee highs, going like pigtails, like trying to make guys like go crazy. Don't worry, they know what's going on. But I did have like a weird almost relationship with a woman that I kind of talked about on one of these episodes. I just didn't feel gay. Like I just didn't. And she was like
But emotionally, were you like, was it tugging at your heart?
The things that she said to me that were like kind of like worked, I guess.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to like say like she was a predator or anything, but she really was like planting, like she was not taking me being like, I'm not into this as a answer. And we just became like really close friends. And she just would say things like, well, don't you think the reason that you've never thought you were gay is because you were gay? And I'm like, what? And then I was like, well, maybe. I was like, she just said something so weird that I was like, maybe that's it. But it just had never even occurred. I never had like looked at a woman sexually like that. Like I definitely like admire women's bodies. I think they're beautiful. I can see who's hot. But I just never have been like, oh, you smell like I want to like tear your clothes. Like it's just never been like that for me. We would like make out a lot. Like, but it was, and I remember the guy I was seeing would get mad at me, like, you're leading her on. I'm like, I'm not. I'm literally, all I do is say no. I swear to God, I'm not. It's like, she's just my friend and she's always there. And it would be like fun to, make out with her and stuff.
I don't like you talking about Esther this way.
What, the guy? She was
Esther,
always very upset.
Where do you land on this?
I feel like I'm in the middle. Like I don't quite feel ready for like a label. Like, I don't know. I also just don't feel the need to like come out as anything and like make some big announcement. But I definitely am like fluid, and I'm also like going to marry a man. So that's like.
Yeah. Do we need to come out with what we are after we like find our like it doesn't matter?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm like power to the people who are coming out as what they are. Like I think that's cool.
Yeah, everyone should be whatever they are.
But
of course.
I also think I'm a little more comfortable with this conversation now that I am engaged to my partner, because I feel like my parents would be judging me, like if I was single or something and said I was into both genders. Like I feel like I see how that's hard for people to like handle. I don't know.
Well, it's a change.
Well, they did, because my parents did make fun of me when I was little.
What did they say?
I mean, my parents like caught me looking at pictures of naked women, and then they like would call me Lezzie and stuff. Like my whole family.
Where were these pictures? How are you looking at them?
On the internet.
On the internet. How old were you?
Elementary school, maybe.
What internet was there?
AOL. Like you could download pictures of naked
Oh my God,
people.
you're
Didn't
like
have
my
that set up.
brothers.
Didn't have that set up. That's when the broke part of my life came in. So we didn't even have dial up. But I did steal like old Playboys, and in my bedroom, I don't know if that's a bad thing, but like I always put up like naked pictures of women.
Oh, you're
Next
like the
to
guy
like
lost
that
my
too.
virginity too.
I was
Yeah.
like that too. And I had a Tupac poster, and I don't even think I knew who he was.
Oh, we all had a Tupac poster, right? We're like, it's Tupac.
But no, you guys, I bought Tupac's Bodyguards book. Like, you have to imagine that I went to Blair High School. Like, there wasn't a single white person there except for cross-eyed Pookie, who threw me in a bush. But it was mostly black. So my influences when I first landed in America were purely just like rap, hip hop, all of that. So yeah, Tupac, as Annie would say, was my God, all eyes on me,
I had a Reefer Madness poster.
What is it? What
Reefer Madness, this like old documentary about how weed is bad for you.
That was a documentary?
Or well, it was like an instructional, like it was for schools.
What did they
something,
say?
Yeah. They were like, it'll make you go kooky. It was like really funny. It was like it's like people, it's like when you hear people are gonna like jump out a window thinking they could fly. They really like made it sound like it was acid or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I had a Reefer Madness poster.
I had a lot of Britney.
I don't think I had Sublime. Because my mom was so like rejecting of femininity, it is weird that I wasn't allowed. I mean, that's how much I was like, I think I'm not gay. But you never know. Like, I really can't say like if I met someone that did it. And
what do you mean your mom was rejecting of femininity?
She fucking hated anything girly. She would be like, ugh, I hate the color pink. If I was playing with dolls, she'd be like, I don't get it. But it's all because she was adopted into a household of, it was just her and her brother. And she just really like her, and this is just my guess, obviously I don't know, but I do think that she was like trying to get attention by like being one of the boys. And so she would always say she would like go to the park and like put her hair in a cap and try to go play baseball, which I'm like, I think that was.
Is that some
a league
form
of
of a
their own.
pick-me girl?
Yeah.
A little bit, right?
Yeah.
Do you think your mom is non-binary?
I know. No. The thing is, she probably was girly. I think she just was trying to get attention. And her mom was very like pushing her to be feminine. So
That's
I think
how
she
my
was,
mom
like,
is.
Yeah.
My mom always like tried to dress me up in dresses and I hated them. And one Christmas I got a baby doll and I said I won't drive home with it. It has to be in the trunk. Like I hated it so much it made me sick.
They put you instead. They're like, the dog gets the front seat.
And like she was always just trying to make me look like cute and girly and I absolutely hated it. Actually, there's a story that this is kind of related but kind of not, but basically when I was 2 years old, my mom took me to the shoe store and was trying to get me to try on like these like girly shoes. And apparently I screamed, I don't want to try on these fucking shoes.
Oh, wow.
And my mom just goes, okay, we're leaving. And we just like left the store really fast. And I'm like, how did I know? She's like, you must have heard your dad on the phone say that. Like she just says it as like it was the most embarrassing moment of her life.
I'd be so proud if my kid just
I know.
cussed out loud at JCPenney.
I know.
Like, say that again. Say it again. Here's a mic.
My brother went in. My mom was getting us like snacks after school at a convenience store. And my brother went in and she was in line. He just, Mom, this means fuck you. And she was like, get in the car.
Esther,
Coco?
what interferes with your happiness?
So many things.
Like,
Anxiety.
where do we get help from?
BetterHelp.
BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can connect in a safe and private online environment. It's so convenient and you can start communicating with a therapist under 48 hours.
Dude, if you listen to this show, it's actually a legal fact that you need BetterHelp. Like you need help. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with her. There's something wrong with her over there. There's something wrong with you. Okay? You need BetterHelp. And it's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is professional counseling done securely online. And you can send a message to your counselor anytime, which is so helpful because I feel like if I'm stressing, I can just get it all out in a message to the counselor and then it's like off my chest and we can deal with it later.
Right. And that's my favorite feature as well, is a journal feature where I don't have like, as soon as I'm in my therapy session, she knows what we're going to cover based on my journal entry that week.
How about the fact that you don't have to sit in a waiting room?
The service is available for clients worldwide. They have licensed professional counselors who are specialized in depression, stress, anxiety, anger, LGBTQ matters, self-esteem, the list goes on. Anything you share is confidential. It's convenient, professional, affordable, and you can check out the testimonials posted daily on their site.
And we want you to start living a happier life today. And as a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/bloodbath. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/bloodbath. I cannot believe this day has come. I have worshipped this brand for maybe a year now. It's got it all. It's funny.
And they have the sparkling option for our little Miss Thing over here.
So Liquid Death is a new water brand out there that looks like a tall boy can of beer. And it's actually literally just spring water or sparkling water. But you carry it around and people are like, are you drinking beer at 9 a.m.? And I'm like, no, I'm just hydrated.
Do you know why it's called Liquid Death, Esther?
Why?
Well, because it will brutally murder your thirst, and their infinitely recyclable tall boy cans are helping to bring death to plastic bottles. I know, which is a very important thing for you.
Well, okay. The most important thing is if you have not tried flat mountain water out of a can, you're missing out. There's something about drinking regular water out of a can that makes me feel like a king. Like I feel like I am so royal. I'm royalty.
They also donate 10% of the profits from every can sold to help kill plastic pollution.
Okay, so I'm extremely against plastic water bottles because I like to leave my water in my car, and when the plastic gets hot, it's so nasty. But when you have the can, you can leave it in the heat. You can leave it in the cold. Maybe not the cold, actually. I don't know what aluminum does in the cold, but Liquid Death, you guys, it's available.
Esther, I feel like this is your dream come true.
It is.
You get to stay sober but appear drunk.
I look like I'm cool and like I'm a tough girl, but it's water.
This is the ultimate cool girl drink.
It's the ultimate I'm funny but also healthy drink. So you guys go find Liquid Death. You will love it. liquiddeath.com. Have you guys ever gone to any like big pride celebrations, like the big West Hollywood parade or anything like that?
I used to live in Long Beach. So Long Beach, our sidewalks are painted rainbow. I used to live right next to Hot Java, which was a very, very cute gay hub. So yes, I definitely enjoyed Pride every year. And it's so fun. Like, it's just even all like my male, even like my straight male friends would always go out. We'd go out in like cut off shorts, the tightest stuff. It'd be so cute.
I haven't been to the Pride Parade, but George, can you put on the screen the Silver Lake Leather Fest?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I went to that, and that
What's
was
that?
quite exciting. Esther, I don't know if you'd be able to do it.
I've done the West Hollywood Pride before. It's really like, it's beautiful. Like, it's so fun and it's so much.
It's fun. You know who we should have on the show is Margaret Cho.
Yeah,
because
awesome.
like how her life was shaped is so interesting, because I think both of her parents owned like a video store that sold like adult like sex videos and stuff like that. Didn't they? Isn't that
this is where I went. And guys were getting zipped up, and this was the craziest thing I've ever seen. So this was before I
It's
went
off
to.
Sunset. That's what it's called.
This was like 2005 or something. So I came out here, and my friend was like, I was staying with my friend who's gay, and he was like, oh, I'm going to go to this fest. But he didn't know it was this crazy either. But guys were getting zipped up, and they had a body bag, and guys would get zipped up all but their balls. They would have like their little chicken heart. Yeah, their little chicken heart hanging out. And then they would get whipped. Their balls would get whipped.
What?
And there was a line. It was like crazy.
Where's your whistle or bell, Esther?
Well, no,
She
I don't
has a
want to.
knife.
I don't want to kink shame, but that sounds really intense.
No. To not know that was literally more power to you if you want to do that. That's incredible. But I just had no clue. Like, my friend had no clue. We were like, oh my God.
Esther, so you I watched this documentary. I forget what it's called, but it's about an old Jewish couple, and I think they were from Silver Lake, or I forget where. They're somewhere in Los Angeles, but they were this old couple that were the only video store in Los Angeles that sold gay porn and gay magazines.
Circus of books.
Oh yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's the place.
I think
I've
it
done
is.
shows there.
But they are the cutest couple, and what they did for the whole gay scene in Los Angeles is the best thing I've ever heard. Like, I cried in that documentary.
Really?
Have you gone to gay dancing at gay clubs, Esther?
Yeah. Like, I mean, gay clubs obviously play the music that I like.
It's so fun.
I definitely have like the music taste of a gay person. It's pretty obvious.
Well, I was listening to some Sarah McLachlan on the way over, so I would say I'm on the other
Why
spectrum of
were
that.
you listening to her?
I just felt like it.
What's your favorite Sarah McLachlan song?
Well, what came on was Angel, which is the dog,
Yeah.
the missing eye dog song.
Yeah.
That's such
And
a,
the
like,
reason I had it on
funeral
my-
song.
The reason I had it on my phone is because, isn't that weird that you wrote this song and now it's like missing legged dogs? I had it I made a video. So I had downloaded it to like put that in the background. I can't remember what it was of, but obviously something to do with.
Will you make a video to Adia? That's
Yes.
my favorite.
I love that song.
Such a good
Oh, it's
song.
beautiful. I'll make a dance for you.
Do you guys know
Please. Oh, and the other one I really like is the one that came out I was already in college, but like the lyrics go like, and I've fallen, I've sunk so low.
Oh, yes. That one's so good.
Messed up.
That's my favorite.
better,
That's my
I
favorite
should
one.
know.
That I'm
Esther,
gonna listen
please,
to on
if
my
you
own.
if you dance to that, Esther, I will cry.
Okay. I would love to make you cry. Happy, beautiful tears.
Oh, it would be just so magical if you did, and so emotional. Annie, isn't that a great song?
It's such a good song. Do you guys know who Sean Colvin is?
Yes, of
Okay,
course.
so I was listening to the song. I just remembered the song out of nowhere. The song Climb On. It's the cheesiest lyrics, but I was listening to it on the way driving over here, and I haven't listened to it since I was like in college. And I literally got verklempt. I was like fachatted. I was like, oh my goodness.
It's my favorite. That's my favorite word, verklempt.
I was like, is it raining out or am I tearing up listening to this song about saving a place in heaven for me? I mean, it was really like some of the lyrics I was like, but it really was like, it's just like it's a song about how like you spend your time like trying to be strong on your own, and then now you can climb. I can't even talk about it.
What are
I'm
some
on my period, obviously. But
What are some very impressionable music videos you watched as, either preteen or teenager,
I
on
mean,
MTV?
Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Yeah, baby, one more time.
But honestly,
I'm
it was
sorry
always
to
Britney.
give the cheesy answer.
Even every Britney one. What was the one? Oops, I Did It Again is when she was
Yeah.
in the red, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the most amazing thing that I have ever seen that was the most life-altering thing was the VMAs when Britney Spears ripped that suit off and she had the sequin thing and her body was absolutely fucking ripped in a way that I've never seen a body be ripped. I'm getting chills. It was, and I'm not like really
A Britney stan?
I mean, I can't deny that her songs have been very popular in my life, but I don't really like follow anyone like that. But it's like, it really was like that. I was like, your body can look like that. Like you can work out that hard and get that ripped.
And it wasn't even, it was in a way that was athletic.
It was so, yeah, it wasn't like skinny. Like
she had
she
the
worked
best,
hard.
like her body was, I feel like what part of her, like, I don't know, just, it was such a big deal. She had that stomach where like there was still a little bit of a tummy on it.
Yeah.
And she was so freaking athletic. She was such a true dancer always working
bottom,
out.
yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever saw Brittany and Kevin, It's Chaotic. They're like short-lived reality show. But she had a treadmill in her hotel room. Like she would just like sprint on her treadmill right next to her bed when she was in a hotel. She was so freaking athletic. And she still is really athletic. But I just love it. I love an athlete. I love a dancer.
No, her body's still like
a female
smoking
athlete.
fucking. I was talking to someone about this. Remember when everyone was like, "Oh my God, she looks terrible." When she did that performance when she was like wearing black something, it was like, I don't remember. How long
Give
ago.
Me More.
And everyone was like, "Oh my God, what happened to Britney?" And she like, if you look back at that now, she looks like absolutely incredible.
Yeah, she was just out of it though.
Yeah.
She was like, that was
the beginning of the.
My very impressionable video for me was Aerosmith Crazy.
Oh,
yeah,
with Alicia Silverstone.
With Alicia Silverstone.
And with Liv Tyler, right?
Like,
Was she in it?
imagine a little Filipino girl thinking that, oh, when I get to America, that's what I'll be doing.
I'm gonna
jumping
pierce
out of
my belly
windows.
button, and I'm gonna somehow it's gonna be strong enough that I can do a bungee jump. Didn't she tie it to her belly button and jump off the bridge?
No, that's a second video when she
Okay.
jumped off a bridge. It's a different song, but she did get her thing pierced.
Oh, I was just like, wouldn't it just tear out?
And at the end of the video, they hop into it with that guy with the tractor, and then they do a little crop. What do you call those crop?
Yeah, when they doing like donuts and stuff.
I'm looking up some of the most iconic music videos from the 90s.
There was one that really fucked me up good, but I think no one knows. It's a Bon Jovi one called Always. And you know who was in it? And I looked, it blew my mind when I was younger because it was the first thing I saw about like a partner cheating or philandering on another. But the two girls that were in it was the girl who played Felicity.
Oh yeah, Carrie
Russell and Carla, what's her name? Gorgeous Gugino.
Wait, what about the music video or even just the song Praise You by Fatboy Slim?
What was the music video?
Like that just came up, but I'm
was
like,
that when he was in the was that what? Oh, it was what's his name was lip syncing? Was that when it was?
I actually don't remember the video at all.
I remember the video.
The song is just like crazy.
Well,
so good.
Why don't we just go ahead and shout out Prodigy, Fat of the Land? Do you remember that album? No one? No takers?
No takers.
Pete does.
Do you remember that, Pete? I love that growing up. Blur. Anyone remember Blur?
I remember.
Backstreet Boys, I Want It That Way music video.
Yeah.
Anyone? Oh, well, like best music videos of all time, Michael Jackson, Thriller. Right? Oh, are we not allowed to say that?
No, why?
She's saying why. That's so funny.
I mean, I watched a documentary, but it's a great music video.
I didn't watch that documentary.
Look, listen, Esther. There was more than just a Michael Jackson in that video, right? There were people dancing their fucking hearts out. There was a director who nailed that job.
Why should we take that away from them?
Yeah, the people that did a great job around him.
And that's the part Esther liked anyway.
The dancing. Didn't that music video when you were little, I was like scared of it. When it came on, I couldn't watch it by myself.
Wait, speaking of like pretty epic canceled people's work, I just saw Coming Out of the Closet, the R. Kelly thing. The rock opera, and I'm like, I can't sing, but I've got to make a rock opera. That's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's really
I
crazy.
cannot watch it.
Absolutely the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Wait, which one is it? Is the one outing R. Kelly with all
No. What's it called?
She's talking about like the music video.
He made a rock opera that's like 3 hours long. It's like in little pieces, and it's like it starts out where he's like hooking up with this married woman, then her husband comes home and he's just singing the lyrics. Like it's so funny. R. Kelly's hiding in the closet with a gun, which is so funny. And then the guy comes in, sees him, then they're like fighting, and for some reason R. Kelly stays and he's like, I gotta get out of here, it's not my business, like stuff like that, but then he stays. Then the guy ends up being like, well, I have to tell you something too. And then he calls his lover and then it's a guy and then he's gay. And then the whole thing is just like, and that's as far as I got, but it's so good.
Wait, that sounds similar to Isley Brothers' Contagious. You're contagious. But it's the same thing. And I think I oddly remember R. Kelly maybe being or not being there. But I wanted to ask you guys a pretty risque question. And that is, have you ever accidentally or even willingly hooked up with a married man?
No.
Never.
I feel like in general, as just a general rule of thumb, like I'm not really what a married man is like looking to escape from his reality with. Like I'm not that like type.
Like, yeah.
Not even a man with a girlfriend.
No.
She's a little, I hope you don't mind me saying, you're a little high maintenance. I think they're looking for someone that's a little more side piecey then.
Yeah, I don't have side
demands.
Piece. I don't have side piece like energy. Like I feel like I'm calculating everything in your life. Like it's just not, I'm not drawn to that. I almost wonder if it's because I'm my dad's only child. And so like I'm so used to being like the
center of a man's attention.
Yeah. So that like if I was even felt like pushed to the side a little bit, I would be completely turned off.
Yeah, I'm the same way. As soon as I do a head to toe and the first thing I hear or say or I see the ring, say for instance, my brain shuts down, my pussy shuts down. There's nothing I want to do with that. So what happened was a lot of things went wrong in the span of 3 seconds. This whole production shut down. The lights went down. George was in a panic. And then while he was trying to get shit together, Esther had to go catch a flight. So we lost the little one. We lost one. All thanks to you.
Way to go, George.
And that's why I'm not on camera.
Give me my fucking banana.
Is there like, can I have the good fruit then? Do I get the organic fruit today?
Are you gonna double fist?
I'm gonna dick it. Here's your banana break, boys.
There was something in pop culture that just happened.
I feel like I don't pay attention to pop culture and then I come here and you guys,
Wait.
you guys are my TMZ.
You surprisingly know a lot of really fine details though.
I've had monumental moments that I can't forget. I can't stop talking about that Britney thing.
Which Britney thing?
When she tore the thing off.
Oh.
That I talked about 5 minutes ago. How'd you forget?
There's so many Britney moments on the show. It's hard to keep up with you guys. I didn't know you guys were such Britney stans. I like her.
You know what?
Now compared to
I'm
back
like not
then.
a stan. I don't know why I'm not a stan. I don't have like I stan reality TV show characters. That's it.
You are a reality. You are MTV challenge stan.
I like seeing people like being their rawest, most triggered, and then also having to like stand on like a log for 27 hours while water's pouring on them. Like that to me is heaven.
What's your top 3 favorite reality shows of all time?
Survivor's number 1. Honestly, please keep watching it. If it gets canceled, I have no reason to live. Did I tell the story about when I met Jeff Probst? I was panicked. It was literally like the most exciting thing that's ever happened. He's like my guy, not my, I don't want to fuck him, not my hall pass, but he's the person that when I see, I'm like, I'm approaching you, I'm talking to you, I'm freaking out. I ran up to him I had just done Rogan's podcast for the first time. So I was so like, I had just talked about how much I love Survivor and specifically Jeff Probst. And then I'm at a coffee shop, I see Jeff Probst. And I go, oh my God, he's wearing a fedora. I'm like, oh my God, Jeff. So I like run up, like it's Jeff in a summer fedora. I knew it. And I was like,
he's
Jeff,
wearing a fedora or you are?
a summer fedora. No, but I was thinking we should have a fedora episode.
Oof, that's
Should we try to bring him back? We should try to bring him back.
Well, no, I had a fedora stage is why, and that I'm trying to burn pictures of.
But it was so good for the bald men, you know?
My ex was bald.
Yeah, for the bald men to have a new like thing. Anyway, so I run up to Jeff Probst. I'm like, oh my God. And I have to legitimize myself immediately. Like my ego is like, he can't just think I'm a regular fan. And I go, oh my God, I was just on Joe Rogan's podcast and I brought you up. I said, you're the best.
Wow, what
and
a good opening.
Well, because I was like, I just need him to know I know powerful people. I was like, he must know. And everybody knows my gift is name dropping Joe Rogan, my dear friend, Rogie. Texted him today. Hasn't texted me back, but he will. He's busy. But so then I like freak out and he was like, you should come on the show. And I was like,
wait, he invited you.
He said the line, you should come on the show. Now, does that mean you should apply for the show?
Yeah.
Does that mean, bitch, I got you in? And I went, no, I can't. I'm like, every time I like pull an all-nighter, I disown my entire family. I can't tell you how many times I've had to just take a nap and then call my parents and be like, I'm so sorry. Lord, forgive me. Please. Anyway, so, yeah, he was like, you should come on the show. I got a picture with him. I look so ugly in it. I never posted it. It was so bad that
I need to see it.
I'll find it. We can post it on here. But I was like,
it's very un-Annie-like to not post a picture
of Jeff
Probst.
It wasn't the right time either. Like, there's like gonna be a moment where I need to post this, and it might be
what
this.
better time than you just talking about a man, manifesting that into existing, actually meeting him, and then him inviting you on the actual show that you're obsessed with.
And let's be real, I think I should do the fucking show. I think that is my bucket list.
Khalyla. Lucy Nicotine is a company founded by Caltech scientists and former smokers looking for a better and cleaner nicotine alternative. Finally, tobacco alternatives that don't suck.
I love Lucy.
Whoa,
I had
the show?
I love Lucy, the nicotine company, because Bobby smokes. Bobby's been a smoker for so many years. But this has really cut down the amount of smoking, and it's really helped him achieve his long-term goal of ultimately quitting smoking because it replaces the nicotine in him, and it's enough to give him that same amount of buzz as a cigarette.
Well, the good thing about this is that it's been researched and developed for 3 years to be made for people, not patients. And Lucy has created a nicotine gum with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in 3 flavors: wintergreen, cinnamon, and pomegranate. They also have a lozenge with 4 milligrams of nicotine that comes in cherry ice, citrus, and mint.
Lucy lozenges and gums are FSA and HSA eligible, so you can use FSA cards to purchase Lucy now. And it's convenient and discreet. Products can be enjoyed anywhere, on flights, at work, on the go, or even in the gym.
Also, I'm sending it to my grandma. She's 81 years old and she needs this.
If you're a smoker and you, let's say, are on a 6-hour flight, how amazing it is that you don't have to worry about withdrawing on the plane.
Well, you know what? Literally, if I had this when I visited my grandma, I could just hand this to her in our car ride so she wouldn't have to stop the car and smoke. You know, I think that if you are a non-smoker, but you have it for smokers in your life, it will do you a favor.
It's 2021, guys. Get rid of your cigarettes, unplug your vape. Definitely unplug your vape, throw out the dip, and get some Lucy nicotine gum or lozenges. This is the real deal, and a subscription to Lucy comes directly to your door each month. It's so simple, and you don't have to leave your house because Lucy has delivery down. Lucy lozenges and gums are also FSA and HSA eligible, so you can spend your pre-tax dollars on them.
You guys, Trash Tuesday listeners can go to lucy.co and use promo code Tuesday to get 20% off all of the products on your first order, including the gum or the lozenges.
That's lucy.co and use promo code Tuesday at checkout.
Also, I have to give this disclaimer. Warning, this product contains nicotine derived from tobacco, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. But go to lucy.co and be sure to use that promo code Tuesday.
So, hey, let me tell you a story. I know somebody who obviously did Survivor and she did really well. And I'm going to go ahead and say that I have traveled with this person and she is very unathletic, very sort of picky with difficult. So I was like, if that person went far in Survivor, I think anyone can. Now you actually have a lot more in your arsenal than this person. And I think that you could legitimately kill it.
I do, like, when I think about exercising, it does cross my mind that I'm like, if I were on the challenge or if I was on Survivor, like, I would have to get ready for it. They don't give you enough time. You just get cast.
I think that's the best part. You got to bring all your body fat with you.
And also, there's so many seasons where people like don't get that sometimes you're wearing the clothes that you come in. So there's so many episodes where there's just girls in like long skirts that like didn't realize that they were gonna.
Do you know how valuable? I have trouble with that word, valuable. A long skirt would be in terms of just overall like protection from the elements.
You could use it as like a dress. You could pull it up.
So many things. You could use it as a fishing net.
But you know my issue with chafing. I need
yes.
cloth between my
So you'll
thighs.
never be caught red-handed with a long skirt. And
I'll be caught red-thighed, bleeding, gushing blood. Just gushing blood. But I would. I'm scared of it, and I just know my personality is what would lose it for me.
But I think that, again,
I'm annoying.
we have a friend. Again,
But she got brought. I got to rewatch that season because I'm pretty sure she got brought to the end because people knew they weren't going to vote for her.
well, I think that she was that season's like villain, but she allied herself correctly because she's a very bright woman. There is something about this person that I will say is she is one of the craftiest people I've ever met. Also, she's so funny. She's so funny. And I imagine her just being so like charming and really like winning people over in the beginning in that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like a funny villain.
Yes. No, I talked to Corinne, who was the villain of Gabon. I think there was a couple she was a villain of, and it's so funny. She's such a fucking villain. It's so hilarious. And if you think about it, if you remember you're on a game and you're there to entertain on television, that's what's so good about it. It's like, go crazy, be insane. I just think that I would be too concerned with how I was looking because I have another career.
I think you just go balls to the wall.
Dude, there was a guy on there that got Me Too'd on it. He's a Hollywood, he's people's manager. That's so embarrassing. He was like touching all the girls and giving them massages
On the island?
Yes. And then they like weren't kicking him off. And then finally like these girls went to this one woman, this older woman she was like a manager at a trucking place or something. So she was like this tough bitch. And she went and she like called him out. And then everyone for some reason defended the guy. And then she got voted out. And she was like, I was just defending the girls. It was just such a good example of the Me Too movement where it's like, oh no, if you come out, you might get fucked.
Yeah, but I will say.
But eventually he did get in trouble.
I'm just really surprised that someone could feel sexual when your basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter are not met. Because
and that pussy and those balls are stinking.
I'm sorry. It's just not for me. When I am hungry, forget your dick.
Yeah.
Forget it. Tuck it away, put it in a fucking shelter and like lock it away for days.
Now, okay, wait. So Jeff Probst said to me when I said I'm a nightmare when I don't sleep, because everyone is. And I'm like, I think maybe like if I'm sleep deprived, hungry to the point where I have a headache, yeah, those are usually but how are you? Like, are you able to pull it together when you're like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I'm really good on low blood sugar. I've tested myself before because I used to be obviously like eating disordery. So I would do like extreme things with my body, like extreme physical stuff and then extreme starvation. So I don't know now at 36, it might be different, but can you pull up, do we have internet? Finally, George.
If I go through my phone,
this is so sad.
Can you pull up?
You guys, we're a huge production here, okay? We're in a huge sound studio. This should not be happening. We're in a Hollywood studio.
It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
That's
it's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Basically.
Oh wait, I thought that's what you were saying your Wi-Fi password or your Wi-Fi name was. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, it fits you and it makes sense, but
you'd actually like my Wi-Fi password. I should give it away because no one fucking. Can I give it away, George?
Yeah.
Oh, George says ixnay.
Yeah, and his eyes said no.
But my Wi-Fi password is so good. Oh, it's so cute.
Mine is like, FI 296345. I just never changed it.
That's the best way to do it. Like not have.
Well, I don't want people to know shit about me.
Well,
I don't want them to be able to guess because sometimes you can guess. Because I always live in apartments and I'm always like, oh, that bitch is probably like Sandy with a side of salt or whatever, and that person's like, I can tell.
Well, when I was younger, I was obsessed with the movie. Remember, my prom dress was based on Halle Berry.
Yes.
But also I was obsessed with, remember when she showed her boobs in Swordfish?
Yes.
And I went to the movies for that and it was like, oh my God, women, we have arrived. Like that was my teenage.
Is that why you wear fish earrings? Like,
yeah.
I love Swordfish.
But that was like when I was younger, when I was like on Friendster, and all of that. All my passwords were swordfish because that's what the fucking movie was about. So dumb, but I was obsessed with her.
I had one that was like Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen fan, 69. I always had 69.
What's the weirdest email address you've ever? What's the first one you ever made for yourself?
Oh, I have one that's Anne Frank fan 69 at yahoo.com. That's still active if you want to throw me one. I never look at it, but
My first, oh God, this is so horrible. But you just like are so green when you first get the internet and you want to like reel in boys. So mine was pop that pussy 84 at,
oh my God.
at hotmail.com. My
How old were
second
you?
one was tickle me 702 at
Was this after your dad
hotmail.com.
passed?
He was passing.
See, you were going through shit. That's a girl going through shit's handle.
They threw my ass on meds real quick. They're like, oh, she ain't right.
They're like, we're going to pill that pussy too, right?
Here we go, Annie. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Physiological needs, food, water, warmth, rest. Without that, I'm sorry. The intimate sex all the way up top in the green there, I am incapable of.
Yeah, you don't get my warm pussy blanket during this time of chill.
No.
Your dick's not warming my vagina up. My vagina is warming your dick up.
There's just no way that pussy is even like blinking. It's not moving. Thank you, George, for 30 years later finally pulling up.
It also looks like the worst one you could have found. It's
Well, I looked it up on my phone, screenshotted it, then I dropped it.
We're
this
having
is
issues.
really
high
George,
production.
I'm about to tell them how much you get, and they're going to be horrified. George has made $1 million off of us.
Wait, don't tell them we make $1 million because then the people will try to extort
Well,
us.
I'm
for
kidding,
more.
but also we could make $1 million if one of you would just buy a picture of my feet. Finally, okay, it's $1 million in quarters, and you have to pay shipping.
Here's what I proposed a little something about that, by the way, for OnlyFans. I think that we should all be tap dancing on some cake. Is that still
For some reason, I thought you were going to say K, and I was like, that sounds so fun. Tap dancing on K?
Wait, do those two activities match?
Yes, sure. Sure.
I've never done ketamine, so I don't know what
Well, people do ketamine at raves and stuff a lot, so I would assume.
Tap
But a lot of
dancing.
times, yeah, I just really, ketamine, I miss you. I won't do you anymore. Unless you're prescribed by a real doctor. I'm
like me.
Like Khalyla. Khalyla, can you reinstate your nurse's thing so I can do K?
I'd have to go back to school to be a nurse practitioner for that.
God,
But I got you.
You would have been a good, that would have been your good rap name, Special K.
Oh, I thought you said nurse practitioner. I was like, Annie, that's
No,
very
you would
formal.
not have been good at that. You'd have been so bad at that.
Would you like a question?
Yes, let's take a question.
Oh, I was looking like that was going to be the question. I'm still trying to read the fucking
Belongings
thing.
and love needs.
I also think it's funny that you brought up the pyramid. You read one thing.
Well, no, I'm just saying if red is not met,
Right.
neither of those safety needs, belonging, love needs, esteem needs, self-actualization can be met. It's like if
Right.
I don't have my basics,
Right.
I'm not looking for dick.
Right.
So that's just how I am. I don't know if maybe that dude on Survivor is on a flip the pyramid.
Some men are just the cheaters and the liar, the ones that just want to fuck so bad. They're just so, it's like their dick is pulling them into the, I always imagine them trying to stop themselves in a doorway. Is their dick's thrusting them through a door?
Well, I do know a guy who has to jerk off in his office bathroom every lunch break. He
George. That's very inappropriate.
Door's locked.
With us in it? No, George. Wait, have you ever? One time I was hooking up with this guy. I used to hook up with this bartender, and we were in the bathroom at the bar he worked at, and I was blowing him, and then I was too drunk. I was trying to get my sea legs. I was oh, I'm too dizzy. I'm about to throw up, So I needed him. I was I'm just gonna take a break, and then he just started jerking off, but he stood in front of the door. And I was and then I went to and he was no, and then he just kept going. And I was standing there, I was at one point I was flossing. I'm okay, are we done yet? And then he just jizzed on the ground, and I was can I have some Jaeger? And he's of course.
That's the laziest thing. Just flip it open for them to see. Go jerk off in a corner. I'm just gonna prop it up so you can see from afar.
I was just can I go? Why am I here?
Okay, George, what do we have?
Hi, my name is Miriam. I wanted to ask you guys, what's your favorite memory? Okay, bye.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Miriam. Annie and I are really bad at this time. Because it's like, unless you're super, super specific, like broad questions, like we short circuit.
And we also have so many memories. Like we're just spitting memories at
Because
each
if
other
it
all
was
the time.
Esther, I'm going to go ahead and say it's movies with popcorn.
Or like working at Johnny Rockets.
Or high school. High school.
Driving by her boyfriend's house.
Yes, I think I do have an overall favorite time in my life. And
was that when you were popping that puss?
I was in computer class learning. My most favorite recent memory is what I can give you, and that is being in the Philippines with my entire family in 2019, with George included. That just those 2 weeks of just being in my homeland with everyone I love, feeling good, loving myself, loving Bobby.
Yeah.
That's a good feeling, I think.
Yeah, it's got to be like hanging out with my nieces and nephews. For sure, when I surprised my nieces and then my niece went, "Are you a hologram? Are you really here?" And I'm like, "It's me."
That must feel so good.
I just love them. Whenever I do this meditation or this visualization that I talked about when I'm getting coins thrown at me. But like there's a whole process of like getting down into that feeling of walking into this room and creating this thing. And I can skip that if I just imagine my nieces hugging me. I just like imagine them hugging me and I'm already like have that warmth. I just love them. But my dad and I think my favorite time, maybe when we were at the post office once and I was like kind of joke antagonizing my dad. I was writing a letter to my friend and he was just like, "Hurry up, Annie." And I was like, "I'll be done when I'm done." You know, we were just like joke fucking with each other. And then this old lady was next to me and then she went to leave. And before she left, she like was holding the door and she like stopped and pivoted. And she went, "You know what, young lady, you're a real itch." And I started laughing so hard. And my dad like saw me laughing, but he hadn't heard what she said. So we were walking outside. It was raining. And my dad's like, "What did she say?" I'm like, "She said that I was an itch." And he goes, "Oh shit, I wish I had heard her. I would have said she's more of an unt." And we were just laughing. We were like on the ground in the rain, crying, laughing. And then immediately, like we're laughing so hard, we call my mom and tell her the story. And she's like, "I don't get it." And we're like, "You bitch." Funniest story ever. I think that is my number one.
One of my other favorite pre-pandemic stories was going to a Bleachers concert at the Fonda Theater with my sister. And I love shows that are small. Like Coachella's fun. These big shows are fun. But small shows are the best, right? But it wasn't, the show was amazing. Loved the Bleachers. We were just, myself, my sister and I, you know when you're just feeling that song that.
Wait, Bleachers are the ones that sang, what's their song?
Don't Take the Money. I wanna get better. A lot.
I agree with one of those. I want to get better, but I'm taking the money.
And so you know when you're just feeling in that moment and you hear the song and you're like, fuck, finally your favorite song is being played at the end of the show. The lead singer, Jack Antonoff, he, in the moment, in this like passion, he throws his water bottle into the audience because he thinks it's the cap is open.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Did you do a bridge and then open your vagina and then it flew right into it and you caught it?
I wish.
Close?
So close. But what ended up happening is the water didn't actually empty out completely. And it wasn't his fault because I think he does this in like every show. But it basically boomeranged into the person next to me and hit her square in the fucking nose in the middle of my sister and I just fuck. And all we heard was pop. And then we could see her head do this. And then she turns to us and she's crying and her whole thing is bleeding. She goes, "Ah!" And my sister and I like rush her to the bathroom, but she's being such a cunt to us. "Get off of me, get off of me." I was like, my sister's a nurse. My sister's trying to tell her to like what to do. Let's put pressure on the wound. But that's one of my favorite memories, not because she got hurt, but because it was such God's way of saying, I'm glad you're enjoying this moment.
And we're gonna,
But, not so fast.
Yeah, but also You do kind of get to continue to enjoy it. As you can.
No, and then when she was being a cunt in the bathroom, my sister and I looked at each other. We were like, the song's
fuck
not
her.
over.
Yeah.
We still have a minute 20 left, and we just had the best minute 20 of our lives. And we were laughing. Eventually, you know, but that's one of those things where you're like unfortunate, but also hilarious.
Yeah. We did mushrooms. We didn't realize we were going to get that fucked up once. And when I lived in Santa Fe, someone gave me just like a pill bottle filled with like crushed mushrooms. So I put it on like a pizza with me and my friends at this bar. We were eating it. And then my friend came with her mom, and we just all of a sudden were tripping so hard when she got there with her mom. And my friend, I remember looking at her mom was like older and like kind of wrinkly. And she goes, "Why is your face made of ropes?" And I'm like, "Oh my God." And I like look over at my friend, and he's just sitting there crazy. And I was trying to tell some story. I'm always like trying to be the one that like deals with the cops or the parents at a party. I'm always like, "I'm fine. I got this." And I was telling this story and then about CNN or something. And I go, "Yeah, I saw it on CNN." And the minute I did the extra ends, I was like, "Take your mom out of here, D. Like, get out of here." And then we drove my friend's Chrysler LeBaron convertible like into the desert to my friend's house and like the stars. I just remember being like, this is the best night of my life. And then a Pink Floyd block came on the radio, and it was like,
classic. That
We're
is
good.
a classic
Called
moment.
the moon hither, it came to me.
We said we didn't have memories, but I feel like we overdid the homework.
It was too many memories. We'll be editing one or two out. Probably the ones I've repeated already. Speaking of memory, it's fading.
But it's been a pleasure. Thank you for putting up with all of our technical difficulties.
We should have
today.
named the show Technical Difficulties.
With George Kimmel. Technical difficulties.
Oh boy, we fucked up.
But we've been Trash Tuesday. Thank you for being our lovable slugs, and we will see you next week.
Hop into the dumpster, babies.